What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another Daily Deck Tech video, and back with another viewer request. And today we have Shanna Purifying Blade. But before we get into it, if you like my Daily Deck Techs, if you like Magic for the Working Class, my Historical Commander series, or any of my discussion content, feel free to subscribe, only if you feel I've earned it. I've got a few more discussion videos that I'm working on in the process of, just got to have the time to do those. And now, also, if you want to see your commander made, drop it in the comments down below or fill out the Google form in the video description, or heck, contact me on the old Discord. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? So, Shanna, Purifying Blade. This is a commander that I've been wanting to actually build myself in paper for quite some time, so it's pretty fun to be able to do this for a viewer request, so that way I can kind of see how I want to build my deck. So, alrighty, she's a Bant commander. She costs Bant mana, and then she's a 3/3, and then lifelink. And at the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, draw X cards, and X can't be greater than the amount of life you gain this turn. So we're gonna gain life and draw cards. That is the plan here. And then we're gonna beat people to death with some creatures, as well as potentially shotgun them with an Aetherflux Reservoir. All right. Let's see what we have. So we have a menagerie of creatures. We have 31 today. It's, roughly a third of the deck, and certainly is about half of the remaining card. Well, not half. It's about half of what we have for cards before lands. So we have ourselves Accomplished Alchemist. It's a mana dork that has tap, add 1 mana of any color, but also add X of any one color, where X is the amount of life that you gain this turn, which synergizes incredibly well with Shanna. We have Aerith, Last Ancient, 3/5 for 4, lifelink. Raise. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life this turn, return that card to the battlefield instead. It's almost better for you to have it returned to your hand, because we have a whole bunch of Soul Sister effects in the deck. So getting the creature back to your hand and then playing it to get all of those triggers again is always nice. A Johnny's Pride Mate, you know it, you love it. It's classic. It's a 2/2 for 2 that whenever you gain life, you put a 1/1 counter on it. It's going to become a beat stick. Evanescence Pilgrim is a mana dork. Blossoming Bog Beast is a 3/3 for 5, and whenever this creature attacks, you gain 2 life. Then creatures you control gain trample and get +X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Think of this as a mini reoccurring Craterhoof Behemoth. We have Crested Sunmare, 5/5 for 5. Other horses have Indestructible at the beginning of your end step. If you gained life this turn, create a 5/5 horse. This is pretty good overall. We have Daxos, Blessed by the Sun. Daxos toughness is equal to your devotion to white. And whenever another creature you control enters or dies, you gain 1 life. Doctor Strange, Surgeon, lifelink. And if you gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. And at the beginning of each combat, if you have at least 10 life more than your starting life total, creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance until end of turn, which is nice. We have Alenda's Hierophant, a 1/1 for 3. Whenever you gain life, you put a 1/1 counter on it. It flies, and whenever it dies, create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is its power, which is always nice. For Soul Sister effects, besides Daxos, we have Essence Warden, we have Guide of Souls, we have Halia, Guided by Light, Lunarch Veteran, Soul's Attendant, Suture Priest, which also drains opponents when they have a creature enter, and Soul Warden. We wanted to just get those all out of the way right then and there. We have Felidar Sovereign, a win condition, Vigilance, lifelink, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 40 or more life, you win the game. Yes, it's boring, but having more win conditions in the deck is always good. Archangel of Thune. Thank God we have a cheap version. It seems that this is not very popular, so whereas most versions are $40, this one's $17, so pick this one up while it's still cheap. Flying and lifelink, and whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Heliod, Sun Crowned, As long as your devotion to white is less than 5, it's not a creature, he's indestructible, 5/5 for 3. And whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. A single one. So if you gain 10 life, you still only get 1 counter. I had a spell table game where a guy was trying to put 10 counters on the creature. We have Hope S-Time, 2/2 for 2. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent mills X cards, where X is the amount of life you gained this turn. So think of this as a little bit of extra fun times here too. Although, please be aware, people get unnaturally upset about being milled, so they might come for you. Horizon Chimera, it's a 3/2 for 4, flash, trample, flying. Whenever you draw a card, you gain a life, which is nice, because, like, you know, say at the end of your turn, you gained 10 life, and you pay 10 mana, you get to draw 10 more cards. I did not put Reliquary Tower in here, but you could definitely throw Reliquary Tower in this deck. Lathiel, Bounteous Dawn. Life Link at the beginning of each end step. If you gain life this turn, distribute up to that many 1/1 counters among any number of other target creatures. Llanowar Elf as a mana dork. Noble Hierarch as a mana dork. Prosperous Innkeeper makes a treasure and is also a soul sister. Rock's Faith Mender. 1/5 for 4. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. We have Tatiova, so landfall. Whenever land enters, you gain a life and draw a card. We have Tigra. Tigra is a flash trample. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Tigra. She is a better Johnny's Pride Mate. Yes, she only has 1 toughness to start, but she also has flash and tramples. 2 things that a Johnny's Pride Mate doesn't have. We have Trelasara, Moon Dancer. Whenever you gain life, you put a 1/1 counter on Trelasara and scry 1. Virulent Emissary is also a soul sister. Whenever another creature control enters, you gain 1 life. Death Touch. And Voice of the Blessed. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Voice of the Blessed. As long as it has 4 more counters, it has Flying and Vigilance. As long as it has 10 or more counters, it has Indestructible. This thing can win games on its own. Our entire sorcery package are 3 ramp spells. And then 9 instants. We went heavy into enchantments and creatures in this deck. We did go with an Offer You Can't Refuse, Arcane Denial, Negate, and Dovin's Veto. These are going to be our kind of protection. We do have Beast Within, Generous Gift, Swords to Plowshares, and Path to Exile as our removal package. I also need to get a copy of this Path to Exile because I like the art. Then we have Riot Control. For 3, gain a life for each creature your opponents control. Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn. For our artifacts, we have 4. We have Aetherflux Reservoir. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. So, like, you play 1 spell, you gain 1 life. You play a second spell, you gain 2 life. Play another spell, you gain 3 life. Think of it as like Life Storm. Pay 50 life. Aetherflux Reservoir deals 50 damage to target creature or player. For the longest time, I had a ton of these in my bulk bin from when I got a bunch of Kaladesh cards. And I thought they were like $2, and they all just sat in there. I did not realize that they've spiked to like 29. I have a couple of them in my commander decks as well. Cosmic Elixir. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card if your life total is greater than your starting life total. Otherwise, you gain 2 life. It's a 4-drop. I like this card a lot. Getting to draw an extra card is always nice, and helping stabilize your life is always nice. Plus, the art is really, really pretty. Vulcan Baka, your art is really nice. I enjoy it. Then we have Elixir of Immortality. It's a 1-drop. You can sack it, shuffle Elixir of Immortality into your graveyard, or from your and your graveyard into your library. Then we have Fountain of Renewal. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain a life, and then you can sack it to draw a card. It's pretty simple stuff. And then we have our enchantments. For life gain stuff, we have a Johnny's Welcome. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. Authority of the Consuls. Whenever an opponent puts a creature into play, it comes into play tapped, and you gain a life. Cleric class, if you would gain a life, you gain that much +1. Level 2 is put a 1/1 counter on a creature anytime you gain life. Leyline of Hope is if it's in your opening hand, you get to put it into play. If you gain life, you gain that much +1. As long as you have 7 or more life than your starting life total, your creatures get +2/+2. We have Heroic Feast, which when it enters, you create a food. Whenever you gain life, choose up to that many target creatures you control. Put a 1/1 counter on them. This card's good. And then we have some protection with Ghostly Prison, Propaganda, and then Sphere of Safety. We also have Broker's Ascension. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control and a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. We are playing an oldie but goodie, Mirari's Wake. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and lets your lands tap for an additional mana that they produced. Griffin Airy. So at the beginning of your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 Griffin with flying. We have Sunbound. It's an aura. Enchanted creature has whenever you gain life, put that many 1/1 counters on this creature. We have Trudge Garden. Whenever you gain life, you can pay 2. If you do, put a 4/4 green fungus beast token with trample into play. It's a good card. And then Wilderness Wreck. You get to untap all of your lands at the beginning of your end, or the beginning of your end step. Lands, we're running 38. Specialties we have here is Abandoned Air Temple, Gavany Township, and Yavimaya. Those are, and Radiant Fountain to gain 2 life. You can put Adventurers in here. You can put, what do you call it? Like I said, Reliquary Tower in here for the draw cards effects. That's up to you. You could always cut some of the basics. We have 4 of each basic in here. But I wanted to pack in lots of stuff that would help come into play untapped and get us our mana fixing in a 3-color deck. But that is the build. Let's go ahead and take a look at, how it plays out, shall we? All right, let's zoom out. This is a perfectly acceptable hand. We're going to draw for our turn. I'm going to play Prairie Stream into play tapped. There we go. Next turn, I'm going to play a Plains. And I am going to play Hope. Not bad. Next turn, Canopy Vista can come into play. I'm going to play Shanna. I'm going to poke somebody for 2. We gain 2 life. We don't have lands to untap right this turn, but it'll be okay. We untap, we upkeep, and we draw. Do we want Alendis? Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on her. I think what we're actually going to do... Oh my god, I messed up my lands. What I'm going to do, if I would stop being so particular about how my lands look, is I'm going to play Broker's Ascension. Or Broker's Ascendancy. I'll poke for 2 again. We gain 2 life. At the beginning of our end step, I'm not going to pay anything because we do have an offer you can't refuse. And we're going to get to add a counter to each creature we control. Next turn, we have 2 or more opponents, so we're going to play Sea of Clouds untapped. We haven't drawn any of our Soul Sisters, which is really interesting. I'm going to just keep mana untapped, 1 blue untapped specifically for our offer you can't refuse, and I'm going to play Leyline of Hope. So if we could gain life, we gain that much +1, so we're going to swing in for 3, gaining us 3. Mind you, this is also milling each opponent. So we gain 3, that puts us to 47, so now all of our creatures get +2/+2, and at the beginning of our end step, we get to add a counter. Yavimaya Coast can go down here. And so now Hope is a 6/6, and Shanna is a 7/7. And we may as well swing in. Swing away, Meryl. So we're going to swing with both. Even if they don't connect, we're going to, if they don't connect with a player, we're going to gain 7 and we're going to gain 6. So we're going to gain 13 life, putting us to 60. Which is nice. We gained 13. We'll say that we wanted to play Elenda's beforehand. Yeah. Play Elenda beforehand. So we gained 13. We get to put a counter on her. Not 13. 13. 14, 15. And then at the beginning of our end step, I am going to pay 2 to draw 2 cards. And we get to put a counter on each of our things. We untap for our turn. We could... I'm going to play Fortified Village tapped. And then I'm going to play Heliod Suncrowned, which I believe is a creature currently, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is a creature. And so whenever we gain life, we get to do that. We still have mana up for either an Offer You Can't Refuse or Generous Gift. If we swing in for 2 and then all of this stuff, we're going to get to gain a whole bunch of life. This gets here. Add a counter to him. And we're just going to gain, what is it? So 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15, 16. Putting us at 78. We got to add those counters. Beginning of our end step. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will pay 2 to draw 2. Damn, I should have waited on the Fortified Village next turn. Well, that sucks. Yeah, we have Tresselara. Like, you don't want to overextend either, so we have enough stuff to do things. So I'm going to keep Tresselara in my hand. What I'm probably going to do is bounce this to my hand, floating a white, playing Azorius Chantry, and then play our Nature's Lore to search for a forest card and put it on the battlefield. There we go, close and shuffle. Which it comes into play untapped, which is always nice. And then we sit. We just keep bringing the beats, because why not? We have a very strong thing here. And then say they want to wrath us on their turn, we're going to offer You Can't Refuse. And then we have to get rid of something, so we're going to Generous Gift something. All right. And then next turn, we have a lot of mana at our disposal. Oh, they each got a counter on that turn too. We will play a Plains. We're going to go ahead and attack. We have a lot of stuff that's very big. Oh, that's in my graveyard. We gain a bunch of life again. We're going to say... We're going to... 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3... We're going to pay 7. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have loaded our hand up with gas. We're going to Arcane Denial someone who tries to blow up our stuff, which is going to let us draw a card at the beginning of the next upkeep. And then we are going to start our turn. We are sitting in a good position. We put Radiant Fountain into play. Oh yeah, each of these got 1. And then this got 1. So, yeah. Fun times. Oh, this one got 2. We can play our Trudge Garden. That seems perfectly acceptable. It is crazy we haven't drawn a Soul Sister yet, though. But you kind of see the gist of the deck. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I'm Wesley with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.